Right, let's break away from the homecoming for just a moment and focus on also tourism, because it is Heritage Month and we are celebrating this beautiful country that we live in. And the Departments of Tourism and Science and Innovation are launching the country's Astro-Tourism strategy in the Northern Cape today. That's ahead of World Tourism Day. Liezle Wilson is in Carnarvon. Let's cross over to her and see what she's got for us this morning. Liezle, good morning again. You look a bit warmer than you did yesterday.
Leanne, good morning to you and our viewers. It is a little less crisp than yesterday. The sun is out. We are out and about. In fact, we're still in Carnavon. It's a little Karoo town situated amongst the Karoo mountains. As I mentioned yesterday, there were open skies, the desert-like landscape. All of this forms part of that picturesque offering that has become crucial, for this Astro-Tourism strategy that had been approved by government. And so this morning, from a different vantage point, we are coming to you live from Carnarvon Golf Course, and that's where some of the activities are going to be taking place today. Speaking about activities, we have been out and about looking at the different offerings, the economic development, the social development that's happening within the communities, amongst the people, but also, the integral importing of technical skills that is much, much needed as science and innovation is obviously advanced right here. We also had the sheer pleasure of visiting the Meerkat radio telescope. It's slightly different to that optical telescope that is in Sutherland. We're told that it operates similarly to that of the eye. As light enters your eye, it's processed in the brain, and it's obviously spewed out at a frequency. We're also seeing how Meerkat is going to eventually extend to about 150 kilometers. And so the potential of all of this is exciting. But I'm no expert this morning. In fact, I'm joined by Lindsay Magnus, who is the director of the SKA MID, to chat a little bit further and where to from here as well. Lindsay, good morning. Thank you for joining us on the SABC.
It's great to be with you and everybody else.
No, absolutely. We're seeing the exciting initiatives, the development, the rollout, the different phases of Meerkat and the SKA at large, and how it has impacted the community as well. Talk to us about the importance of Meerkat, perhaps for this community, for South Africa, for Africa, and for science at large.
Well, it's great because what this community's allowed us to do is find a place that is best suited on the planet for these kinds of telescopes.
Yeah.
These are radio telescopes, so they observe radio signals from space.
Yes.
And radio signals are often interfered with by the kinds of things that we carry around, our cell phones, our smart watches, and all the other smart devices that we carry with. They almost like shining a bright torch into our eyes when we're trying to make an observation. So choosing a place that is far away from people as possible, but still close enough that you can have people doing maintenance, the power can be delivered to the site, and the massive data that is generated can be taken back to the supercomputers and processed. So This is just the perfect place on the planet to do something like this.
We saw the different components that make up the operations. We're also just looking at the cross-collaboration that comes through the treaty with the different countries as well, and how the costs are incurred, the return on investments at large, particularly for tourism and South Africa. Talk to us about those initiatives as well.
So the SKA as a concept is an international project. It was conceived as a way for different countries to contribute to a single telescope that will transform our ability to see the universe. Now, getting different countries together to contribute to something requires them to enter into a treaty agreement. And so what that means is each country pays their share. Roughly about 2 billion euros goes into the total cost and operation of the telescope for the first 10 years. So that's the building and operations. And different countries contribute into that. And each country then, as part of their contribution, is awarded contracts to build things for the telescope. So for South Africa, for example, received major contracts in terms of civils construction, but also in terms of high-end technology. They're building some of the most sensitive receivers that'll go onto this telescope, that'll allow us to see things in the universe that we weren't able to see before.
And perhaps also understand ourselves a little bit better in that process.
Well, the interesting thing about astronomy and understanding the universe is there's so much that we don't understand. And building a telescope like this allows you to see things that you were never able to see before, maybe allowing us to understand our place in the universe just a little better.
Lindsay, I know that I have more questions than answers at this point, but thank you for joining us and for painting that picture. I know that the day is just about to start as we tee off in just a moment. We've got ministers from different departments joining us. Lindsay will also be part of that team, so do stay tuned for that. But for now, I'm going to hand it back to studio. The activities, as I mentioned here at the Carnarvon Golf Course, will be taking place in just a moment. It's part of, the Astro-Tourism strategy to really highlight the community, the area, and South Africa's offering to the science fraternity at large. It's back to you in studio. We're going to take a quick ad break. Stay tuned for more.